Alrighty, guys, we are going to be jumping into the first set of tonight. We're going to be opening off with, obviously, of course, College of William and Mary against University of Connecticut. The players seem to be ready. Joey will tell us a little bit about the players that we're going to be seeing.
Yes, so first up here, we have Jimbo going against Loco. Jimbo being the representative of University of Connecticut, and Loco representing William and Mary. And they just finished up doing their picks and bans, so we're going to be getting into it in just a second. We're just waiting on the players to press start.
You know, I kind of feel like I've heard of the tags Loco and Jimbo before, but then again, it's the tags Loco and Jimbo, so
they're pretty common, yeah.
Yeah, they could definitely be like a dime a dozen at this point. And
yeah, but it sounds like we are getting into it, so we're just gonna get in 1 second here.
Sounds good.
And here we go into game one, the first game of the season here. We have Loco on Joker and Jimbo rocking the Ridley. Now, Joker is a character I am very fond of. I think he's an incredibly strong character, but he is known for getting a pretty heavy Wi-Fi nerf. He's a fast character with great frame data, but you need to hit those strings, and on Wi-Fi, it's a lot harder.
And that being said, right now, I really, really love the way that Jimbo, going off stage just to edge guard, throwing out his super, super active neutral air, try to interrupt the tether recovery. That's exactly what you have to do. Just put a hitbox out in the trajectory of the tether. And just as you mentioned, right, like Joker, like he had like really, really specific links, but the grounded down into the up smash, able to seal out the stock. Wow.
Yeah, Joker, sometimes he's a pretty good Wi-Fi character. When the big, scary red man is on the field, he hits hard and he hits strong, and that's what you want. So it definitely makes up for his weaknesses, but that was an incredibly early kill. That up smash connecting at like a 90 is going to put Loco into a very nice early lead here in game one.
And we're actually like starting to see like maybe some of like the adaptations in some of Loco's like Wi-Fi play. Like we are not seeing as many like attempts to go for up air strings and up air loops. By the way, of which Ridley probably gets hurt by most of the entire cast. That makes side B. Wow, so menacing being able to sweep him across the stage.
Yeah, sweeps him across the stage, takes the stock, but Loco still up basically a full stock's worth of percent here. We'd have to see something really crazy from Jimbo here to tie things up.
I mean, it's Ridley, you know, Ridley
can pull it off.
You know, he gets like an F smash at 40%, and it's a nice and even game once again. You gotta
like that, maybe.
Really, really close, but really smart. Yep, most people they feel super inclined to tech those, especially like command grabs off stage with like DDD inhale and Ridley side B. So Loco really smart, just took the hit, jumped, and made it back onto the stage.
Yeah, very patient, very smart, and now we see him a full stock up, and most of the mileage he's gotten this game has been from immaculate edge guards. I feel like Jimbo has spent more time off stage than he has on stage at this point in the game.
It drags him all the way off stage. Not really sure about what. I don't know what Loco was looking for with that down air, because Jimbo was kind of firmly planted onto the stage at that point. Maybe he wanted to drift inwards and then just decided not to last second.
No way, at 80 on Ridley?
Oh my goodness.
That had to have been DI, right? There's no way Joker backer could kill a Ridley at 80 like that.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe that might have been DI as well. I'm pretty sure I've lived those with much lighter characters. So
crazy, yeah.
But either way, it's a fast move. Like honestly, like in a fast-paced match, especially on Wi-Fi, it's impossible to assume that you're going to be able to perfectly DI or tech every single input, right? The goal is just to be able to tech as many as possible, but you can't. You just cannot be teching every single one.
Yeah.
That being said, Jimbo is just gone.
Oh my god, yeah, he went flying. And just like that, we see Loco starting it off strong, and I believe a 2-stock, right? For William and Mary here?
Yeah, but my question is, why did Jimbo leave the arena?
I don't know, maybe a little bit of connection problems going through for him or something? We'll have to find out. We'll have to ask and get an update on that.
Maybe Jimbo doesn't realize that it's like a best of 3. Maybe he thinks like it's like a traditional crew battle format. That could be entirely possible.
Yeah, you said he's coming back in a second here. It looks like it was just a little momentary problem he had going on.
Okay. But yeah, that game one, I mean, honestly, it started off pretty well for Jimbo, but then as soon as like Loco got his footing, you know, he stayed.
Oh, it's
like
Luco. Sorry.
Oh, Luco, excuse me.
Luco, yeah, a little bit of a correction there.
Luco was like really in it. Like he was getting those edge guards that he was looking for. He was getting those stocks. It was really well played on their part for sure. It was a really like a really fast-paced match as well, right? I feel like both of them were kind of holding forward and, you know, not playing defensively much at all.
Oh, yeah. Luco definitely kept the pressure on the entire time. He was constantly in Jimbo's face, and every time Jimbo was off stage, we saw him making an attempt to make it hard to get back. We saw offstage guns, we saw offstage aerials, we saw ledge trapping, just everything Luco did, it felt like Jimbo was kind of falling for it, and we saw that reflected in the scoreline. But that being said, we did see some really big hits coming through for Jimbo, and he's by no means out of it. Ridley is a feast or famine character. He's incredibly vulnerable, but his strengths are incredibly powerful. So if we get a little bit of a turn in the tides and Jimbo can come out on top of some of these exchanges, it could easily swing the other way in game 2.
Yeah, but then you also have to like really consider that like Ridley Joker on paper in of itself super tough. Like that's a huge body, maybe not the heaviest in the cast, but still heavy enough. You're gonna be like stuck in a Joker vortex, especially if you're stuck on a platform. It's just, to me, it just seems like so difficult. Like, how does Ridley initiate on somebody like Joker? Right, Ridley might have like some pretty good ground speed, right? But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of like Ridley's hitboxes like really leave him vulnerable, and Joker is just able to maneuver around it a lot better. So in of itself, like I feel like Jimbo is already going into the matchup at a pretty decent disadvantage.
Yeah, just from matchups, it is a pretty solid bad matchup for Ridley, but I have seen some really crazy things in these collegiate leagues. I have seen players overcome some incredibly bad matchups and come out on top and make it look easy. So I've sort of learned that at this level, it's all about the players, and it's way less about the characters so much of the time.
Yeah, and I think like we can acknowledge like how a matchup might be difficult or not difficult, but at a certain level, it's only like at a very certain high echelon of play, where that actually where that actually matters. Where at most levels of play, it's going to be the better player, the one with more solid fundamentals, that comes out as on top. With that being said, game 2, Luco and Jimbo, they are going to be going to Smashville. I agree with the stage choice. Ridley doesn't have to like put in as much effort into breaking space. Much more difficult for Joker to play keep away.
Yeah, and it's a much smaller stage, right? There's a lot less room to run around. So especially that top platform makes this stage feel so claustrophobic sometimes.
Definitely. And not just that, if Luco...
The guns though, oh my god, is that again? Oh, that was so close.
Really close. Almost was able to get the denial back onto the stage. But honestly, at that point, you just keep on pressing up B, and eventually it will work.
Eventually make it back in. One thing to note for Joker on Smashville is that central platform is at the perfect height for up air loops, and they are... Oh my god.
Yeah, speaking of perfect height, perfectly positioning themselves, yeah, to be able to get that spike. But I feel like Ridley also really benefits from that central platform, especially in setting up tech chases on that platform. You've seen Ridley's up smash. That move is
insane.
Yeah, it covers so much space. You'll be able to cover every single option on the action.
Slowly, though, coming out from Jimbo. We're talking so much about all this fancy stuff, up air loops, covering tech options, but these players are just going in on each other. Jimbo charging up.
Double up tilt F smash.
He goes for the up smash on the ledge. Jimbo is relentless. He wants it. He is out for blood, and sometimes it doesn't hit, but if you do it 10 times, you'll get it 5 times, and that's all you need when you can just go for it. The back air killing again, and both of these players are just throwing punches at each other.
Yeah, they're definitely playing like really aggressive. Like they're not wasting any time with this move at all. I really like that timing on the second neutral.
Oh my god,
good coverage.
And it's dead even.
I feel like Jimbo has been throwing out a lot of preemptive ledge options with down smash, with F smash,
Mhm.
because maybe Luco is a little bit too impatient getting back to stage.
Yeah.
Now, not just like mixing up the ledge options, but really mixing up your ledge timings is super, super key just to be able to get back onto the stage, right?
Yeah, we're seeing that. Jimbo is completely punishing it. I think he is recognized, definitely.
Mhm.
Luco just likes to get off the ledge as fast as possible. Jimbo is punishing it, but while we're talking, look at this percent lead. Luco is so in the lead. One solid hit at this point could do it, especially with Arsene coming after the next big hit. Jimbo
I
is in a
can't lie,
lot of
Jimbo
trouble.
kind of fishing right now. That's already 3
Mhm.
with consecutive smash attacks, and that's just like a really, really tough sign. Almost
There's
getting
another one.
the flat fall up in down smash, but not quite. Slightly dropping the execution there. Love the attempt nonetheless.
There's
And
Arsene
again,
with Jimbo at 133. He has to be so careful here.
Jimbo's really fishing for those neutral air dodge reads.
Yeah, there it is again, and the punish from Luco. He knows Jimbo wants the greedy smash at ledge, and he is not giving it over a
Yep.
third time.
Yeah, Jimbo was definitely like starting to fish a little bit towards the end. In the beginning, it was like, okay, well, this is a really, really good capitalization on the neutral air dodge. But then immediately after, we saw Luco stopping the neutral air dodge habit in disadvantage like that. But Jimbo kept on going with the F smashes, kept on going with the F smash leads. And then Luco was like, okay, well, if you're gonna tunnel vision into trying to punish this, I can punish you for trying to punish me.
Yeah, that was that last stock, that last interaction really was the culmination of the set for these two players.
Hmm.
It was just all of the adaptations and the reads they made over the course of those two games coming in on top of each other, and it was Luco coming out on top in the end. So very well played for him. He is going to start William and Mary off here with 5 points to 0 for University of Connecticut, not giving a single game over and positioning himself strongly for his team to look good going into the rest of the set. Now, there are still 4 more games to play. And there is a lot of comeback potential in this format. Remember, the more dominant your wins are, the more points you earn for your team. So even if you have a couple close best of threes, if the other team wins one dominant one, it can completely swing things.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think this is like a pretty good like showing from Luca so far, but like one of the biggest things I needed to like toss away from my own preconceptions is that like I'm like thinking to myself like, oh wow, Luca came out with this with one stock. That means I'm trying to apply like my
Yeah,
idea of a good battle
traditional.
to this. Yep. When in reality, like this is completely different. This is already like an amazing start
Mhm.
for College of William and Mary. Um, like they're already like going into this 4 points to themselves, right? I believe two,
They
four,
have 5 points for themselves, I believe,
5 points to themselves in total.
because
Yeah.
game 1 was a 2 stock, right? I'm not misremembering it.
Hmm.
Right? And then game 2 is a 1 stock, and then they get 2 more points for winning. So that's 5 points for Luco over to the side of William and Mary.
Wait, do you get 2 points for winning the set, or do you
You
get
get
two
2
points for
points for
winning a
winning the
game?
set, yes. No, for winning the set, you get 2 points.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is a good, like a really, really good opening. Honestly, like probably couldn't have been better unless I don't know, just get a
Those were
couple free sets.
exciting games. I agree, actually.
Hmm.
Those were very high octane, high action, exciting games, and it was just a great start. It was a great showing of what Smash can be. Both players were just going in, trading blows, and going for the big plays.
Yep. Do we have the names of the people that we
Yes.
didn't come?
Next up, we have William and Mary sending in Jeff and
Just Jeff.
Almarak. Just Jeff, yeah.
Just Jeff. Man, that's
He's
a
gonna rock in
menacing
the
tag.
boat.
Menacing tag, like you know what? Like losers finals, like
Uh-huh.
you tired, you got a long bracket run, and there
Yeah.
he stands. Jeff. You know.
It's always the people whose tag is just their name that body you the hardest every time, I swear.
Yep.
But we do have him coming up against University of Connecticut's Almarax.
Hmm.
So he's a person I've actually talked to before. I am a University of Connecticut student. I don't recognize most of these names, but Almarax, I've met him before. I think he was in one of my computer science classes. He's a smart dude, so I want to see if he can apply those brains into his game and make the big plays, the big reads come out for himself.
I
That
see.
being said, I think we are going to once again throw it to a short little break here while we have the players just
Mhm.
get in the lobby, select their stages, and we should be back in just a minute or two. Welcome back, everybody. We are about ready to get into game 2 here. Once again, we have Jeff representing William and Mary facing off against University of Connecticut's Almarex here in game number 2 of this, or match number 2, I guess, of this 5-match set. And it looks like we are about to get into it here. Both players have joined the ring, and we're going to be going into Pokemon Stadium 2 in just a second.
So this is a pretty good lead for, excuse me, which school was Luco from again?
William and Mary, yeah. William and Mary is up 5 points right now.
Yeah, up 5 points right now. This is going to be a pretty generous lead. And speaking we're going to be seeing the start of the game. Going to be going right to PS2. This is Zero Suit Samus and Bowser. If you think Joker plays a lovely keep away game,
Yeah.
Oh boy, how about the character with some of the best mobility in the game and some of the biggest ditch joints against Bowser? Have fun, buddy.
Yeah, we got Jeff rocking the pink ZSS up against Almarex on this Bowser. This is an incredibly polarized matchup. We have a highly mobile, lightweight character who wants to combo you to infinity and then land one solid last to kill. And
Okay,
we have a big
that up
body
smash.
grappler.
I love that up smash, and let me tell you why I love that up
Okay.
smash. Zero Suit Samus from ledge. Only thing she's thinking about, how can I down B, flip kick back onto stage as soon as possible. The way that Almanax positioned that up smash was really, really lovely. It basically conditioned Jeff, made him think, oh boy, if I down B right now, I will die. I will explode.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be seeing a lot of down Bs from ledge, and as soon as you condition a Zero Suit to do that, the game plan begins unraveling. That is such a good call to make in the beginning.
It was incredibly smart. I agree. And we see the big brain forge paying off here.
Boy.
Just like that, Almarex is hitting some insane reads. He got the first stock off predicting a double jump and hitting a back air. And the second one, he cashes a landing with an F smash. He is up 113%. And remember, Bowser, the heaviest character in the game, 136 is just starting to get into kill percent against Zero Suit Samus. He has gas left in the tank. And if you can complete the 3-stock, every stock counts in this format.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, that's a Bowser at 169%. He's not going to be living for a long time. Goes for the down B in neutral.
Oh my god. Already Jeff is in kill percent here. He has to be careful. 86. Bowser has rage. It could be a 3-stock. Not quite though. Jeff clutching it and takes that stock, saves a point for his team.
I'm really liking these preemptive back airs from Almanax right now. They're looking for any sort of jump callouts. That's what Zero Suit's doing in neutral right now, right? Like a bunch of full hops there, full hops there. And look at that.
Shots like
That's the jump lead. That's the jump lead. As soon as Zoot Suit goes into the sky, she goes even further, all the way to the blast zone.
Yeah, and just what a clean game for Almarex there. Oh my god.
Clean, quick, barely took any damage for themselves. Almanax, Almanax killed it.
Yeah, just every single stock felt like it was a crazy read. I never felt like we were in a situation where Almarex was just boxing out or playing a traditional grappler kind of game style. At every point, it just felt like he knew exactly where Jeff would be. It was pinpointing an attack to punish it.
Definitely. I think it can be like as simple as like Jeff was doing too much in some ways. Jeff was like, I think was pressing a lot of buttons, like a lot. And instead of like slowing down the pace and cutting the bleeding, I feel like there was like this almost desperation, like, okay, like I need to bring this back as soon as possible. When that's not necessarily the case. I feel like, Jeff could have definitely, like as soon as like that first stock was gone in such an aggressive fashion too, could have taken a time, take a nice little breath, slow it down a little bit, and then like treat stock to like something very, very fresh.
Yeah.
But so I would like to see going into the next game, I'd like to see like a bit of slow down gameplay. I would like to see more retreating aerials, and I'd like to see less jumps overall. He didn't always need to be jumping, and yet constantly found himself in the air and kind of blew up for it.
Yeah, I want to see more of the blaster as well. I think with how big and immobile Bowser is, it's so easy to throw out those stunning projectiles and cover so much space. If you force Bowser to approach you with jumps, especially with jumps, because he wants to go for those grabs, if Bowser has to jump into you over your blaster shot, it's so much easier to punish him. You can get under him, you can up B, you can get under him, you can up air. There's so many options up till just everything you do will beat Bowser if he has to be over your head walking into you, and you can just deny so much of that horizontal space with that blaster.
When Bowser is above you, either in like short hop distance or just in the in your general airspace, you need to keep in mind that his aerials, they are slow. They're not going to be coming out faster than your anti-air or air-to-air buttons. You can meet him in the air. You could go for up tilt or up smash. Up smash, a phenomenal tool to catch Bowser jumping in on you. But instead, we saw like a lot of short hop there, short hop flip kick, and that was just like quickly called out, shut down. And I would like to see Jafaldo adapt and come into game two with like as a bit more of a clean slate.
Yeah, just slow things down, remember your game plan, and stick to it. ZSS is a very modal character. You can be very aggressive when you want to, but when the matchup calls for it, she has great disjoints, great projectiles, and great
Mhm.
spacing tools, so she can slow it down. That's one of her biggest strengths. The game is always only as fast as ZSS wants it to be, and in a matchup
She's
like
the one
this, you want to
dictating the
keep it
pace.
slow.
She's the one
Mhm.
dictating the pace of the game. You
Yeah.
know, right off the bat, like right now they're both playing a little bit more patiently, but I feel like Jafaldo always trying to catch these jumps, and then as soon as he
Yeah.
lands, like we're seeing that bit of a panicky shield, and
Mhm.
I don't know.
This is also a very interesting counter pick for Jeff to take the Bowser to. I feel like these platforms really help the Bowser. It lets him mix up his landings as well as giving him great targets for those Bowser bombs and platforms to shark your landings through. When
Well,
it's on this
that might be
FP
true, but
form,
that might be true, but I feel like the point of like going to a stage like Town City is like ZSS, man, like she is really able to mix up her recovery with her flip kicks onto those plats and also get
yeah.
some phenomenal platform extensions. But look at this, Jafaldo trying to fight the way out of the corner, and Almanax is standing there like a turret, really, really steady, tries to go through the tomahawk, was not able to find it though.
Yeah, Almerax definitely realizes that Jeff wants to approach, and Bowser wants to let it happen. He wants Jeff to give up space and make it easier for him to fight back, and that's exactly what Jeff is giving him. So Almerax is completely content just staying put and letting his opponent come to him.
Goes for the F throw, nice tech chase with the side B. Really, really like that option. Unfortunately, slightly misspacing themselves. That could have definitely been a much bigger punish on down B. That move
Yeah,
makes Bowser super vulnerable. Um, yeah, that's unfortunate. Like that happens. People get
and
hit
no
by that
forward air.
impact box.
Yeah, no punish on that flip kick though means Jeff will get back onto stage for free, but he can't quite find the kill. Bowser's too heavy. Town and City with the highest blast zone
Oh
in the game.
no! Mamma
Ooh,
mia! What was that? What
that
just
was
happened?
some weird DI, yeah, and Almerax once again, we see potentially looking for a 3 stock here.
Yeah, once again, that's going to be the F to go set up onto the tech chase, but that is a beautiful delayed wake up from Almanax, waiting for the option, understanding that this is exactly what Jafaldo did last time, just
Mhm.
tech chase with side B. So you know what the best thing to do is just sit there and wait, and then get up attack properly. Really, really good
Yeah,
stuff.
look at these laggy grabs on stage by the ZSS. This should be a kill.
And
Okay.
indeed it is.
2 stocks remaining for Almerax. The comeback looks very insurmountable, but even one more stock for Jeff would pay off dividends. It's the difference between giving UConn a lead and giving them a tied game if Jeff takes this stock here.
Goes for the down throw, a little bit of stage control right now. I gotta say, this is looking fantastic for the Almanacs right now. Good lord. Yeah, I mean, listen, at this point, they can get
Mhm.
away with doing this. They have nothing to lose.
Oh, good down B to take the last stock
So
will be what sees them out.
I love that as a punish. And let me tell you
Mhm.
why I love that as a punish. This would have effectively covered the fastest option from the stall and fall, which would have
Mhm.
been to shield, because it's a flame one option. This would have covered that and set up the shield break. And had Almanax timed that properly, it would have also just hit ZSS normally, right? So either way, Almanax basically gave himself like a nice little window that would cover both options. That was really, really good. That was a super solid set. Just one like what is it, 6-0?
Yes, 6-0 points going in University of Connecticut's favor. Almerax bringing it back for his team, giving his team a 1-point lead going into game 3. And when I ran this format last year, game 3, match 3 was always so critical. Whoever came out of game 3 in the lead almost always ended up winning. If you have the lead coming out of game 3, it is such a boon for your team. The rest of your team knows they're on the back half in the lead. They just got to coast and go even, and they're fine. It's such a great mental blessing for them. So it's definitely a very high stakes match. And we have MC versus Outerum coming in. So make sure to stay tuned and check it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just still recovering from the effects of that last set.
Oh,
That
me
was
too. That was great. I'm actually after that, I'm really looking forward to seeing
mhm.
Almarex play some more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weeks, and if he's gonna play like that every time, he might be the ringer for UConn going forward. And if not, that just means UConn is looking like a really strong team.
Mhm. I'm just gonna take a quick little look to see if I can find Almanacs on like any other social media or something. Or
Yeah, check him out. See if he
uh,
has any presence, because he seems like he's a little too good to not be known. But I've never heard of him attending any tournaments, so maybe he's a little
well,
bit
yeah, no,
hidden.
no.
But
The Almanacs has competed in some Wi-Fi
yeah, okay,
events in the past, mostly these UConn weeklies, though. Uh,
understandable.
oh, competed in playing through Pride. I do remember that event that took place like a couple of months ago. Um, Okay, yeah. But yeah, overall, like some pretty good results in the Yukon weeklies. Consistently like getting top 8 in those.
Really
Okay,
good.
I don't recognize a lot of these names from the Yukon participants, but yeah, this looks like a pretty like good and consistent and predictable showing for Almanacs.
Yeah, Almarak's just one of the better players at UConn, really repping his team and coming in when they needed it. They started out down 5-0, but just a clean double two stock gives the lead back to them. And while we wait for the other players to get back, are there any comments you want to make, or do you want to just throw to a little quick break here?
I guess we could just throw it to like a quick little break, and we'll see you
Hey,
guys on the other side.
got game three coming in quick. Remember, game three is always the big one, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Already gamers and gamerettes, and gamerinos, and everything in between. I really apologize. I'm not going to say that one again.
NB
Um,
gamers, any
any
NBers in the chat?
gamers? That's what I'm trying to find out. We're going to be jumping into um, we're going to be jumping into the next set. We're going to be seeing Outer Rim and who else?
We have Outerim versus MC. Now he's listed with 4 C's. I don't know if he wants to be called Mick, MC, CCC. I'm going to be calling him MC here. And we got Outerim versus MC. Outerim, of course, representing William and Mary, and MC representing University of Connecticut here.
Already, and this is going to be Rob and Robin.
Robin.
Both of them with the capabilities to, rob a set entirely.
True.
And already we're like seeing those full hops from Outer Rim. Honestly, if there's something Robin does best, it's jump, wait for you to run under them, and then hit you with like one of those falling aerials, falling neutrally, falling forward, and just deal a ridiculous amount of damage to you.
We see it putting in work for Outerim so far here, up a solid 80%. And now Robin's a character I feel like I never see on LAN tournaments, but every time there's an online bracket, I always see Robin make a deep run, I feel like.
I mean, this is gonna be like my New York City bias coming out, but of course,
Yeah.
this is, you know, wow, okay, fantastic catch on the landing, actually. That was
Really good, yeah.
I like how like out of him just like double jumped, waited a little bit, and then was like able to really scoop it up. I think this is a particularly difficult time for Rob because obviously when he gets in, Rob is boxing with you, right? But he's just gonna have such a difficult time doing that. That's a big lad, and that's a lot of projectiles you have to move through. What a good landing.
Rob feels almost a little bit too fair to play against Robin. You know, like Rob wants to go in and he wants to box you. He has really great disjoints, really great frame data, really strong moves, but none of it's like jank. And Robin has a lot of jank. There's a lot of projectiles, lingering hitboxes, stuff that'll really catch you out, and that's not where Rob thrives.
I don't think I'd go as far as to say that Rob doesn't have jank.
Okay, he's got gyro, he's got the laser beam, okay, he has stuff. But not
a little
nearly
bit of
as
a
much.
sneaky cheater himself. Fantastic edge guard, but not able to actually clean up the stock quite yet. I think maybe a Raleigh backend would have been able to take it, but you know what? Out of him just goes for comfort. This is a fantastic lead. He does not have to overextend at this point. So I really love this conditioning, right? We've seen out of him jump and immediately MC goes for the shield, and I won't be surprised if out of him starts to go for like a lot of Tomahawk Nosferatus in an attempt to capitalize.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be a very big point. But even without that, just in the neutral, we've seen Outer be so dominant so far. He's finding the better conversions, and he's finding more openings in the first place, and that's why he's up a full stock and a half here. Probably going to lose his first here, but still, he has another one banked before he really has to worry about much of anything.
Yeah, and just like that double up it with Robin's already at 58%. Never ever sleep on Robin's damage output. It's actually like you'll be surprised like how quickly the game starts to
until it's broken, yeah.
And that was really good, right? Look, you saw that little bit of a wait from out of them just saying, okay, was I crossed up? Did he double back? Like what happened? And was able to get an optimal punish.
Yeah. Just really clean from Outer here. This projectile pressure that he's been putting on MC has been completely brutal. MC really looks like he's having a hard time finding anywhere to go, and the L fire into the up smash is gonna do it. That's game one, another 2-stock coming out, but this time in William and Mary's favor.
Yeah, not just a 2-stock. That was a confident 2-stock. I feel like all the games that we've seen up until this point haven't been like, oh, you know, this was really close. No, like the other players like clearly like on top of it. I'd argue that out of him is definitely really confident in this matchup. Definitely like making like really seeing MC just feel uncomfortable. You know.
Yeah.
MC is like getting hit like by arc fires in neutral. MC is like, you know, shielding a lot of these arc thunders. And like once you're like within that headspace, out of them is like, okay, I can get the most amount of damage out as possible.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of shielding and not a lot of dodging, and shielding is so punishable. Robin really wants to put you in your shield because then those 11 attacks really look to pressure it. The Nosferatu, the grabs, it all just makes it so awkward to have to sit there constantly in your shield. You need to use your jumps and your mobility to get around these L Thunders and these L Fires.
You just have to get in that mid-range space of Robin, and then you have to bait out that option. You have to bait out that one laggy option, and then just ready to have a punish, right? So either be it like a Thunder, an L Thunder, or like a falling aerial, you have to position yourself appropriately. Game 2, they are going to be opting for Yoshi's story. Not really sure why you would opt to go for a triplet against Robin, but it's going to change up the dynamics and positioning of Arc Fire at the ledge. Because
I'm sure Rob players really like triplats because it gives them those extensions on their ladder combos, but yeah, Robin players also very much like it. It helps them mix up their weak landings. That's one of Robin's biggest weaknesses. And it also gives them a lot more ways for Robin to extend his combos, or her combos in this case, as well. So it's a lot more of a neutral stage than it is a counter play.
Oh my goodness, that arc fire was
Ooh.
beautiful, and there was just such a good read on the fact that MC was going to go for the spot dodge. That was really good coverage out of him. Instead of going for like the quickest and safest punish, just immediately went to capitalize big. It's go big or go home, and oh boy, are they going big right now.
Oh yeah, an 11 forward air 2, punishing, getting that kill at a very early percent off the top means that Outer Rim, with that heal especially, will be off to a very good lead for himself in game 2 here.
I'm gonna say Robin in crew battles kind of nice because he can really present that stock count super easily with Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Anybody with a built-in heal ability it's just gonna be like one extra advantage that you have into the
It
set.
always feels so good in this type of format for sure.
Wow,
Oh, the snipe!
this is tough. I mean,
MC's running low on gas. He can't touch the ground yet, might be it. But the falling there does save it. Resets him to neutral, but he took so much damage off stage. Already down a full stock and 30% on top of that. It's rough for MC here.
I feel like MC is overcommitting a lot, right? Like going through like a lot of dashes and neutral instead of maybe walking and shielding or positioning themselves in such a way that they would jump over an L Thunder. That up air not gonna kill quite yet.
Yeah, and he's not doing enough to punish Outer Rim when Outer Rim is off stage. Rob is such a good character off stage, and if you're not going deep to get those edge guards against a character as vulnerable as Robin, you're going to fall behind the matchup.
Honestly, like going for Rob's side, be the go to the arms off stage. It's such a good option because it'll just two-frame super easily. It'll be able to cover any of like the up B hitboxes as well as any attempts for anything else. Wow, that was so clutch.
Yeah. We see just a little bit of Thunders coming out, trying to get some cheeky jab resets, I guess, here.
I
Full
love that.
stock
I love it when Robin's like start to mix up the timings and like change the tempo of the match and go for
That
it.
has a reverse hitbox?
It does. Yep.
What?
You get hit by it once and then you're like
Oh.
down. I really wish I did not get
Never
hit by
again. But oh my god, Outer Rim has not been hit in so long. He is just racking up this damage on MC, dropping the fire, trying to get the ledge trap. MCC with great spacing, not giving it, and now Outer Rim in a dangerous spot, but MC not making the try-5 work for him, not getting these punishes.
that. Super close to trying to get a bit of nice Nosferatu out of shield. And
Yeah.
This is just like making you know, the stock difference even works for MC.
Yeah, it
Gets
is.
an up tilt up, it sets up the juggle. How is Outer Rim going to land? Gets a dash attack punish on the air dodge.
Okay,
Okay, so
it's a huge offstage scenario. He snipes the L-Wind.
that's exactly what I was talking about. That side B offstage is so good at punishing Robin, but a fantastic high recovery, being able to punish, being able to get back onto the stage while Gob was still offstage and just doing his own thing.
One hit will take the stock here. This could be if he gets to confirm. The air dodge saves Outer Rim. Oh, it wasn't an air dodge, it was just a drift, but still, one big hit for MC will save his team an entire point here. He's down so much, the comeback feels unfeasible, but just getting the stock is so important for MC, and he's
Good
not
catch.
going to do it.
Good catch. That was lovely. I mean, the entire game, MC was just sitting in that shield every time an arc fire hit it, and then the one time he jumps out, you know, out of them, just on top of it. Beautiful punish on that nice call out. And that means that's gonna be like what, another 6 points?
Yeah, that's going to be another 6 points going the way of William and Mary Outer Rim. An incredibly clean game coming out from him. MC had some good moments, but it really looks like Outer Rim was in absolute control the entire time. He definitely earned those points, and now we see William and Mary taking back the lead, putting themselves 3 points, or sorry, 5 points above UCONN. Again, Outer Rim's 2 double 2 stock matching Almarex's and going back to Luco's original 5-point lead.
Yeah. Again, like all these games are just like following suit of like, you know, we're not seeing that many close games. We're seeing like one player just you know, assume momentum really early on into the set, and then it just continues that way for the rest of the best of three. I would like to see some closer games, maybe some more, you know, like some more like neck to neck scenarios. But either way, this has just been like constant like steamrolls right back and forth.
Yeah, I think as the season progresses, teams will sort of start to figure out who their better and worst players are, and they'll start trying to position them more strategically. So we might see the best players
And maybe
at the
not even
front
just
of
better
the
and worse,
lead.
but like also like
Mhm.
matchup wise and comfort, like who's
Yeah.
anchoring, who's opening up,
Mhm.
because those kinds of things really really matter in at least a traditional crew battle. I
Yeah,
don't know how this modified crew
it
battle will
definitely
change the occasion.
translates.
Hmm.
So going forward, I expect to see a lot more close sets in future weeks as teams really figure out who they want where, and we see these matchups of the starters against the starters, the anchors against the anchors, and everything is a lot more solidified. But right now, it is really fun to see players play these stompy games from time to time. Just seeing people who are so good at their character and their matchup taking control is just really great to watch.
Hmm. And guys, a little bit aside from the game, we've
Mhm.
been on stream for like a little bit. I just want to throw you guys a couple of reminders. Number one, you guys should have a nice bottle of water or whatever preferred
Stay
fluid of
hydrated.
hydration is. I have a massive 4-liter bottle of water. That is a lot of water to last me all the way through the night. I highly recommend you do the same. Water, like, kind of poggers, not gonna
It's
lie.
kind of like true. Kind of
Right, right.
bonkers.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's a controversial thing to say,
Mhm.
in some ways. And then another thing, if you haven't already, getting up and stretching every 45 minutes promotes blood flow, making sure that all of your joints are, they're getting blood where they need to be. I'm not a doctor. All I can say is that it's pretty good for you. Um, and yeah, hydrate or
Mhm.
dehydrate, gamers.
Yeah. Big Water, not a sponsor of EGF, but who knows?
Hmm.
Water itself, could be big. Coming up next, though, after the players get back from their hydration break, we have S Rice representing William and Mary coming up against Wukong for University of Connecticut in Game
Mm.
4. Wukong, of course, going to be looking to make up this 5-stock deficit, and S Rice is going to be looking to solidify his team's 5-stock lead. If S Rice wins his set, it's going to be looking very dire for University of Connecticut. There is a lot on the line on this game 4.
Hmm. Yeah, I like. So I have a question,
Mhm.
right? Like, are they gonna be after this game 4? Are they gonna play out the game 5 if it's
They
already like
would, yeah.
inevitable that a team will win?
They would, yeah. Part of the reason we have this format is so that we can showcase all of the great players we have playing.
Okay.
That's one of the main things that we wanted to change from the regular crew battle format is if you have one dominant all-star player, they will get so much more screen time and overshadow everyone else to the point that some players might not even have a chance to play and come on stream. So we wanted to make a format that allows the dominant players to dominate and contribute to their team while also allowing everyone a chance to come on stream and show off what they have to show.
Hmm. Definitely. So yeah, like even if like your school is not gonna be like winning the set for
Mhm.
like the entirety of the match for the evening, like this is a nice way to get some exposure. Guys, we have 89 views for the collegiate tournament. That's pretty
Yeah.
sick. That's actually really really nice. You guys, I really appreciate like the school like patriotism that's like happening in the chat a little bit with like everybody rooting for the school's players. That's really really sick. I'm from Stony Brook, like I'm gonna be doing my own Stony Brook
Mhm.
collegiate thing too. It's
Yeah.
just really nice to see you guys.
Yeah, my
It's nice
grandma
to
watches these actually.
really.
Yeah, yeah, she's a big fan.
She
So,
comes out to show a little
yeah.
bit of support. Even the
Yeah.
grandmas
Yeah, my
coming out.
grandma's out here. I don't know if she's out here right now. I don't know when she watches, but if she is, sure she'll be happy.
Hmm.
But, yeah, no, we got everyone. This is a pretty big event.
Chat, can we please get some hello grandma gerbils? Can we get some
Yeah,
hello grandma gerbils in the chat?
Grandma PogChamp.
Grand champ,
Grand Champ.
grammars. We could also say, yo, there's
Any
so many ways.
grammars?
There's so many ways to go with this. Oh, this is
Oh, man.
fantastic. Any
But,
excuse I
yeah,
have to say any variation of pog on
Pog.
stream, I will take.
True. For sure. Have you seen the Plague You emote? It's so good. It's
I
just
have
Pog with a mask, but just the name itself is just such a great
it's
opportunity. I'm really
phenomenal.
proud of people for capitalizing on it.
It's phenomenal, yeah. With that being said, I do hear the sounds of a couple of people joining into the arena and the start of the game. So alrighty, video gamers, we're going to be jumping into the next set for the evening. And it's going to be S-Rice and who?
S
Wukong.
Rice going up against Wukong. S Rice representing William and Mary. Wukong representing University of Connecticut. And as you can see by the tags, we have Wukong on the Bowser and S Rice on the Rob.
Oh my goodness, what a fantastic gyro ping pong. Already like 10 seconds into the match, already dealing 48%. So like while
Oh
last
my
game
God.
it seemed like Rob had to be the aggressor, I feel like in this matchup, Rob can play fantastic keep away game. Honestly, get
Yeah.
yourself a man's like Rob. He
Oh
can
my
do
God,
everything.
0% still. Is this a 0 to death? 121, all completely unanswered. He taps the gyro. Wukong off stage here. Ledge trap scenario.
Ooh.
Barely missed spaces that he wanted to roll. He didn't quite get it, but still,
So that
S-Rice
was
is so ahead.
Oh my gosh, I love that you mentioned that because that was such an awkward interaction, and let me explain why. That he got up, but instead of actually getting hit by the active hitbox of the gyro and being knocked into up smash, his body pushed the gyro off the stage.
Oh,
That was really bizarre.
Bowser's too fat, huh?
Yeah, Bowser's a bit of a chunky fellow, so in order to avoid an interaction like that happening again, you have to put the gyro down just a little bit sooner before it bounces.
Yeah.
That was so specific and such an intricate little interaction. And wow, Wukong struggling with this gyro. Like,
He's really struggling. Couldn't even pick it up there. Probably just a matchup he's incredibly unfamiliar with. There's a good amount of Rob players, but he's definitely not the most popular character, and Wukong definitely looks like he has not played it that well. He's approaching a lot, and as Bowser, you want to force your opponent to come to you, but in this matchup where Rob has so many projectiles and has percent lead, it's so hard to make him come in. But when Bowser has to approach,
overextending with dash.
yeah, when it's
really
unsafe like that, you beat the up smash, you beat the punish, and now 82% on S-Rice. Looking for a 3-stock here, and after the first stock, I'm completely convinced he could pull it out.
I also feel like I really want to commend S-Rice's use of gyro and the way that he is then positioning himself on the platforms. So it's putting out the gyro at center stage a little bit towards the platform, and then putting themselves in such a way that they'd be able to cover the jump-ins. And as a result, Wukong quite literally has no way to approach without getting punished. So
Yeah, we said it earlier when we were watching Almarex play, right? We said you want to force the Bowser to come in from above you, and these gyro placements not only stop Almarex, or Wukong, sorry, from coming in from the side, staying under the platform also stops him from coming in from above, and it just leaves Wukong with no options.
I want to say that get up attack was particularly
Great
interesting to
DI
me.
on that forward there.
Yeah, that just barely living
Sorry,
by
yeah.
ahead. That get up attack is really interesting because normally Gyro at ledge and up smash should be able to cover the get up attack, but Bowser, having the largest get up attack in the game, was able to hit both Rob and the Gyro and thus able to get out of that predicament. I think such good
Huge
F
stock for Wukong to take here. He's already playing from behind. He needs to play damage control for his team. He gets the SD, but he's at 164. He already did his job. He denied the 3-stock. He denied the point from going over to William and Mary. But that being said, it is still 2 more points for S-Rice, for William and Mary, bringing them up to 13-6, doubling UCONN's point count here.
Wow, that was just super solid, and that was like a really unfortunate consequence of that B reverse fire breath off stage. I like the idea, but you want to reverse B it rather than go for the B reverse so that you don't end up swaying your momentum in such an awkward fashion, right? That being said, Wukong kind of, I don't know what to say to that. Honestly, definitely could have slowed it down.
That was rough.
Yeah. Could have definitely like slowed it down. Once Rob gets that close range gyro on you and he grabs, and it's like, oh boy, time to get ping pong back and forth a million times.
Yeah, I think S-Rice just really knows the matchup a lot better than Wukong does. That being said, I feel like Wukong really wants to take S-Rice to a much flatter stage, maybe somewhere like Kalos, like FD, just somewhere where S-Rice can't camp out underneath a platform and protect him from any approaches from above. and just put a gyro or a laser in front of him to really just cover all the approach options. Just a nice flatter stage could really help Wukong play a lot better here, I think.
Yeah. Something a little bit smaller, something that just doesn't give Rob all of that much space to just control the stage and just throw stuff out, because, you know, if you dodge 9 out of 10 projectiles, that 1 out of 10 that's still gonna hit you, it's like, okay, well, now Rob has the percent lead. He's only gonna be encouraged to camp even more. So I'd like to see some more walks and shields, something a little bit more passive, you know?
Yeah. When you're playing this matchup, you need to find ways to force the Rob to come to you. If you're walking toward him, you're going to step on the gyro, you're going to eat the lasers. It's going to be really terrible for you. But if you can block the gyro, you can throw it off stage, you can block the lasers, you can force the Rob to walk up to you. That's when Bowser can get the advantage. That's when Bowser can play the grappling game that he wants to play. So if you just slow it down, play more patient, it's completely doable for Wukong here.
I would like to see some empty approaches. I want to see empty hops in neutral. I want to see fakes. I want to see baits. I feel like so that's the general Zona game plan, right? Like eventually you keep a person away enough so long that you see the game plan break down. You see them becoming a little bit more like a little bit more linear in their play, and being linear is the last thing that you want to be in a fighting game. As soon as you're linear and the opponent knows what you're going to do, you are going to get blown up for it. So I think Wukong just has to be really, really careful to make themselves as ambiguous as possible.
Yeah, it's really, really important to not be trying to do the same thing a lot here, especially against a character like Rob, who has these amazing punishes against these big-bodied, heavy characters. Up tilts and up airs link into themselves so easily that if you get caught out, the punishes are really crazy. So you do need to go for those empty hops, those tomahawks. If you see your opponent start dropping shield, jumping out of the way for your tomahawk grabs, then you throw in the forward airs and the back airs. You just gotta keep your opponent on their toes, and we're just not seeing quite enough of that from Wukong here.
Yeah, this is definitely like taking a bit of a minute. Not really sure what's happening. Maybe they're just taking a while to decide on the stage, and stuff. But yeah, guys, just want to say thank you to everybody that has pulled up so far. You know, 80 viewers is pretty consistent already. Like an hour or so, and a half or so into the stream. I just want to say shout out to the viewers. You guys are the reason that people stream.
Yeah. No, it's really great. I really enjoy having all the viewers here. I enjoy being able to bring these games to you. I like watching the games, and I like sharing them with everyone else to see these great matches we have set up. And we get into it already, starting out a lot better for Wukong. A solid early string is going to be
what a lead.
63.
One up. I don't know about that up smash, but sure thing. He got away with it. Sometimes you can get away with pressing buttons if you're trying to bait.
Like down air, not quite going to get away with it as much. But now we see S-Rice offstage, but Rob offstage. So hard to punish. You can just go high. What can Wukong do about it?
So that recovery was really, really smart. I like that S-Rice took the extra second to reposition themselves so that they were facing the stage, so that they would have access to the regular pit of neutral air, of forward air. That was pretty clever. I'm a huge fan of that.
Yeah. One thing I like to point out is whenever a character has an item and the other player picks it up, the other player never knows what to do with it.
Yeah, often, but like sometimes like really good players in the matchup are ready to be able to capitalize off of it. Like especially matchups like Diddy Kong and Rob, where like Gyro and Banana are like huge.
So important.
It's integral to understanding that character. You better have at least some idea of what to do with it.
Yeah,
otherwise,
we just see Wukong picking up the gyro and throwing it back immediately. It doesn't really look like he's that comfortable with it.
If you're not comfortable with it, the best thing to do is just to jump and throw it up, because of how long it takes to get back onto the stage. You're basically invalidating it for that amount of time. But throwing it away, you're basically giving Rob an opportunity.
Ooh, there it is. Okay. This game is already going so much better for Wukong. We see him playing it a little bit slower, finding a little bit more of these punishes, and he kept it even there. Takes a little bit of a strain here, but he's going to start bringing the percent back for himself, little by little.
Yeah, how is Bowser going to get off that platform? Honestly,
it's so hard.
That question is as old as time itself. It's been a problem ever since Bowser has existed.
Bowser's landing tools are not good.
Yeah, it doesn't have any out of Mhm.
There, that's a lead for Wukong here, the first one he's had of the set, really cleaning it up in this game too,
Mhm.
looking to represent UConn and keep things close.
So that's exactly what I mean by those empty hops. You saw that like as soon as Wukong jumped over that first projectile, instead of immediately going for the follow-up, Wukong took the time to land on the platform, jump a couple more times, and then eventually land into S-Rise. That being said, fantastic conversion of the gyro into the side B. Really nice, clean way to take out the stock. And yeah, this is basically an even game.
Yeah, that's right. Evens up the
But he
stock
cheated.
count. Oh my
God damn
god,
it.
no way.
The action replay came out.
Oh, the forward air gimps
The
it.
action replay
No
continues to
way,
come out.
Wukong makes it back. I can't believe it. I thought that forward air for sure was it, but he got so much percent off that combo. S-Rice now back with the percent lead, and now Bowser is a character with percent. Can lie a little bit, but this conversion, this string is so
Ooh,
clean.
love that
The game
beefy
is
up
so
beat.
even.
Yeah, that was
The
a really, really
next,
smart.
yeah, one big hit for either player will do it. Wukong is getting so desperate, though. You can see it. He wants an up smash, but there's no way S-Rice is going to give it to him. He has
Doesn't
to
get
know
the strong
Wukong.
hit back, it only gets like the late residual hit, and is
That's
able to get the
still
down
do
throw
it.
gyro at
Oh,
down smash. Nice.
clutch for S-Rice. A panicked situation, but he gets that last stock out for himself. He gets the set win for himself, and he puts William and Mary 16-6. You can only earn 8 points in a match, which means William and Mary are the victors. Remember, we will be playing out Laoban versus SHSP, but
Just for a
William
little
and
bit of
Mary,
clout, try
yeah,
to get those extra points. Let's
yeah.
make this victory a decisive victory.
But
You know?
William and Mary have locked themselves in as the first team to win a match in season 2 of EGFC.
And as we're waiting for those players, I am going to quickly run to go powder my notes
All right,
because
so we're going
people
to take
keep
a
their noses
quick little
powdered.
break here.
I'll see you guys in a bit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for Game 5 of this match between William and Mary and University of Connecticut. For those of you just joining us, we are in Game 5 here. William and Mary is up 16 points to University of Connecticut 6, meaning they have locked in the victory for themselves, but we are going to play out this final game between Lauban and SHSP. And we're going to be getting into it in just a second here.
Yeah, I'm not like super familiar with either of these players. I hope that maybe like at some point during the evening we're gonna get like somebody that does compete a little bit outside of like this college league.
Yeah.
I would like to see like some maybe like players that either from different regions or maybe that we've heard of like in the Wi-Fi scene.
It's actually kind of crazy. I had more PR'd players on stream when I was casting high school than when I was casting collegiate. It was really crazy. We had Ooh, I'll talk about that later. We're getting into the game here. But we have Lauban for William and Mary going up against SHSP representing University of Connecticut in this Thug Finals. The points don't matter, but the swag does.
And speaking of swag, immediately off the bat, I just saw Patootie into Florida as a jump call out.
Yeah.
And Piranha Plant kind of built different. Not gonna lie.
Piranha Plant's super built different. I agree. This character is kind of nutty. Kind of nutty in a bad way, but kind of nutty.
Yeah, but immediately, like, opening off this is a super even game. This is difficult for the Piranha Plant. Extremely heavy character, good engine, very combo-oriented. Once he's up there, he is up there. And one of the most, like, slept-on edge guarders in the game. He can go deep.gov.
Yeah. Piranha has a pretty solid recovery for what it is. He can definitely make those plays. He can go out there. But we see not a whole lot of chances so far as SHSP is taking the early lead for himself.
But I also feel like that recovery from Piranha Plant is so linear and so exploitable, right?
It's very punchable, yes.
It's the only recovery that, like, sure, he can go high and low with it, but it's the only recovery option that Piranha Plant has is to up B, and the trajectory of it is not fast or ambiguous enough. That being said, beautiful too for him using a fully charged water shuriken.
I didn't even know that hit below the ledge. That's crazy. Or does Piranha Plant like peek up above the ledge? I think that's what it is, right?
You put you make sure to time that right while the opponent is grabbing the ledge, and they're dead.
Oh, there's the trap though for the Piranha Plant. You can't hit him when he's holding that ball above his head. It will fall on you, and we see SHSP falling for it. Maybe a little bit of lack of knowledge. I don't blame him.
Yeah, it tries to set up the early spike. You kind of see Zeldas do the same thing with down tilt at ledge into down air. Barrett trying to go for a very similar setup, was not able to find it though. And this is a really even game right now. Interesting F smash. Not really sure what SHSP was looking to cover.
Great! Oh my God! Yeah, great coverage by Barrett though at the ledge here. He's really back up so much percent. That poison cloud doing so much, and SHSP SDs there. Barrett
like SDSP. Wow.
Oh no! Don't say that. We have to get Barrett taking the lead here for himself. And SHSP really just kind of looking shaken. I was close for so long, but it looks like he can't really find openings. Barrett is playing a lot cleaner, keeping SHSP out.
Oh, that was a lovely up smash, almost getting that jump and call out, just slightly mispositioning themselves. I feel like SHSP was able to slightly drift backwards just before, just to be able to avoid that up smash. And speaking of avoiding up smashes, Good Ninja's up smash, oh boy.
Oh, barely missing the ball.
Okay, gamers. I mean, at that point, honestly, like, if it's at a long distance away, like, vertically above Piranha Plant, you could try to go for a grab, and then you do grab armor, but wow.
There it is. The up smash will take it. And Lauban Barrett, 2 more points, adding a little bit of insult to injury here as William and Mary just keeps ballooning their lead further and further. And now we talk, right? We say William and Mary's already won. The points don't matter. They do. If at the end of this season, we take tallies of total points earned and use them to decide any tiebreakers in victory count or head-to-head matchup count. So points do end up mattering in the long run, but in terms of this game, they don't.
More than anything, I think there's like a little bit of like unfamiliarity with the matchup. SHSB kind of got spooked by that poison cloud. Listen, if I
Yeah,
was next to a massive purple cloud, like shot out by a plant with no eyes that just took away half of my health, my
yeah.
lifespan, I'd be terrified too. Honestly.
True. Honestly, true. And now, of course, Greninja, we're going to a flat stage. Greninja's character, very famous for loving Final Destination and flat
Mm.
stages. Platforms really interrupt his game plan. There's so many great falling aerial combos, footstool combos that Greninja can pull off, and platforms really get in the way of
Yeah, a
it.
lot of drag down on big stuff, a lot of up tilt setups. FD just gives Greninja the room to do exactly all of that. We saw a little bit earlier how Barrett tried to roll after 11 hits of the multi-jab on their shield, but they always have to keep in mind and take into account their own character's roll distance because they could always end up going back into the jab. Sometimes it
Yeah.
might be better just to go for like a shield release parry punish.
Yeah, and SHSP here getting off to a nicer lead for himself, but it's kind of dwindling. He hasn't been able to find the conversions he's needed, and now it is Barrett back in the lead. The Poison Cloud racking up a little bit of percent, and the next
Mm.
big hit will really do it for either player here. And
Nicely.
getting the momentum in this matchup is so important.
Nicely spaced F tilts on the shield, but you really have to exploit how bad Greninja's out of shield game is. You can get
Yeah,
away with pressing buttons on it.
yeah, you really can. He has nothing to punish you with. The best he can do is a grab or maybe a down tilt, but if he doesn't have to be in shield, he can look for those.
Yeah.
Trying to pressure Greninja's shield is very dangerous because if the Greninja reads how you want to pressure him, he can just throw out a hitbox to punish it like that and take the lead. But Barrett evens it up, and we have another pretty dead even game.
Man, Patui, that tool is so scary, man. Like, honestly, it's just active and it's like bait. It's bait. It's like, come here, big boy. What are you gonna do? Try to punish me?
Yeah,
Get bodied, silly goose. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
yeah, it's
Did you?
yeah, oh my
111%.
god.
111%. Once you were getting hit by that side
Oh,
beat,
he's dead!
Christ.
That's
Oh,
the day one combo. Everyone was so excited when this character came out. They were like Poison Cloud in the grab. We never really see it happen, but when it does, it is so
mhm.
insane.
It's usually like the first thing that people look out for, right?
Uh,
Like when they're fighting for
yeah,
round of time, like, oh my god, I really do not want to get grabbed here.
yeah.
I'll take anything else at this point. Nice water shuriken though, almost getting it, not quite though. Um, wow, there's so little that you can actually do about that. You have to give that move so much respect.
You do, yeah. When your character is so
Oh
short
wow.
range like your ninja, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to throw out the projectile. But clean up for Barrett here is going to be another two stock in the bag for William and Mary, ending with a total score of 22-6. An absolutely dominant showing coming out from William and Mary against the University of Connecticut. They are proving themselves to be top competitors and a team to look out for as we move on into future weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, um, that was just a really good showing, and also something I
It
want to
was
make note of.
crazy, yeah.
I want to make note of. We've seen a heavyweight in every single match. We've had
Mhm.
two Gobs. We've had a Ridley.
Yep.
We've had multiple Bowsers. We've had
Yep.
Piranha Plant.
Product
Like,
plant, yeah.
man, you guys sure love your heavyweights. But guys, with that being said, this will conclude the William and Mary show off against University of Connecticut. That was a really, really confident win from William and
Mhm.
Mary, I've got to say. And so before we sign off and then move on to the next sets of the evening, I just want to say a couple things, guys. First of all, thank you so much for watching up until this point. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting the players from your universities. It's always nice to see people like I love seeing like a little bit of camaraderie. If you aren't following EGF SSBU, you should probably be doing that. And Gerbil, do you have any socials that you'd like to plug?
Yeah, if you enjoy my casting, I'm gonna be on here all night, and if you wanna help support me, you can go check out my Twitter at toxic_gerbil. That's GERBIL. It's a simple word, but everyone seems to not know how to spell it, so I figure I should drop that.
Mhm. And if you would also like, you could follow me at Duramgo Smash. I'm just gonna quickly drop that into the Twitch chat if you are
Truly,
interested.
that's smart.
And one more thing, guys, it's not really advertised, but this really, really amazing stream is brought to you by House of 3000, one of the premier streaming and Super Smash Bros. Services in Tri-State, so you guys should be sure to follow them on Twitter as well. There they are in the chat. So yeah, we'll be seeing you guys in a bit, in about an hour, I believe. We're gonna have. Oh wait, no, never mind. The next set's at 6:30.
It's slated like right now. It's coming fast. Yeah.
It's oh, never mind. It's coming in hot. Okay, my bad. Wait, 4:30, 6:30, 7:39.
Yeah.
Something's not adding up. How are we gonna have enough time to get through?
We started late, but we're gonna truck through the games. We gotta go fast. We're gonna sign off. We're gonna bring the next game ASAP. So stay tuned. We're gonna cut to a quick little break as we pull University of Colorado and Mississippi State University in here to get their games started. So don't go anywhere.